Good is good. It's your boy Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, guys, we're going to be going over and talking about all of the new "Tis the Season" future cards that did get released in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM today. We're also going to be talking about a little about how good Patrick Ewing is, Steve Francis briefly, and then the ultimate reward, Victor Wembanyama. Is Wemby going to run my team? We will be going over and talking about it. Now, let's start it off here with Dereck Lively. And again, as we do dive into that, if you are new to the channel and want to support me, smash that subscribe button. It helps me out and means more than you guys know. Lively, 80 speed, 86 interior, decent rebounder. The thing with Dereck Lively, at least for me, is he can't shoot the ball. I know he is 7'1", and that's nice. That does obviously help out. But for me, is he going to be a top center in the game? No. Budget-wise, he's pretty solid, though, because he is 7'1", which, again, height kind of... If you're 7'1", that can make up for a lot of things you don't do. He's got decent finishing badges, some decent playmaking badges. I just think as an overall card, it's tough to not at least somewhat like what Dereck Lively does. Now, am I saying, he's the best card in the game? No. But if you're no money spent, guys, you can do a lot worse than Emerald Dereck Lively. Moving on to Dyson Daniels, point guard, 6'7", 79 3-ball, 86 speed, 88 lateral quickness, decent interior, decent perimeter, playmaking wise is fine, good speed with ball and ball handle. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to load up in 2KU with the Pelicans and shoot with Dyson Daniels, because last year his release was absolutely elite. I mean, the best part about Dyson Daniels last year probably was his release. This year, his release is absolutely elite. When you want to talk about budget point guards, Dyson Daniels has to be mentioned for you guys. I don't even love his dribble. I mean, his dribble style is fine, but I don't necessarily love his dribble six. Normal leader. Only a 79 3-ball. No hot spots from above the break. But he is 6'7" with such a smooth release that you gotta talk about and hype up Dyson Daniels. If you're needing a point guard, nobody spent for 2,100 MT. It's gonna be hard to beat this man in Dyson Daniels. Next up, guys, Bilal Calabi. I don't even know how to pronounce his name, but that's what I'm pronouncing it as. 6'6", 7'2" wingspan, 84 3-ball, 87 speed, good lateral quickness, solid interior perimeter. Somebody asked me the other day, yo, Ty, I'm struggling at that shooting guard position. Who are some of the top guys to pick up budget-wise? I mean, Cam Reddish, Sapphire is up there. Is this card on that type of level? Well, I think his potential is definitely there. Release based on quick Bron dribble style. I feel like he's got some things going for him. Release wise, it's fine. It's not as smooth as Dyson Daniels, but it is relatively solid. Hot spots from both corners. I don't mind this card at all. Solid defense, solid shooting, can hold it down, 6'6", good player build. I actually really like our emeralds we got today. Next up, guys, Jeremy Sochan. 6'8", can play the point guard position, hot spots from both corners. Big thing here is he's 6'8", can play point guard. 83 ball, 79 speed, defense is solid. Release-wise, it's on slow. So we just went, and it's a polar opposite thing, but we just went from two really solid releases to now looking at Jeremy Sochan, whose release is on slow. Now, even with it being on slow, it's not unusable. I'm shooting with it and shooting around, it's not unusable. But I don't think this card's even as good as Dyson Daniels. So that's kind of where I stand with Jeremy Sochan. Card is fine, not as good as Dyson Daniels. Şengün up next, 6'11", 7'2" wingspan, 84 3-ball, decent speed. The problem with this card in Şengün is his defense. Defensively, is just a turnstile, man. He's going to get absolutely dogged by some of the best bigs. Şengün, based on normal, it is what it is. It's fine. You can use it. Basic leaner, basic dribble style. I'm not a big Şengün fan in my team. Walker Kessler, not a big fan of him. Not a good 3-ball, low speed. I know his interior block rating, rebounding is all fine. But if you are not going to be able to shoot, if your speed's going to be low, I can't sit there and hype up Walker Kessler. Franz Wagner up next. This card, when you talk about potential, is at the head of everything, man. 6'10", 7-foot wingspan. Badge-wise, it looks like he's got a lot of total badges. The big thing for me is he's 6'10" at the shooting guard position. Everything else can kind of, take shape after that. Release-wise for Franz Wagner, it's really solid. I'm not going to sit here and say it's the best in the game, but really solid. 88 3-ball, good driving dunk, good speed, good lateral quickness. As far as just a complete overall card in my team, I like Franz Wagner. I think you can pick him up for 10,000 MT, and he can absolutely hold it down. Release-wise, fine. Movement-wise, probably okay. Again, he's 6'10". You can't expect that much. D-book dribble style, though, my goodness. I was going to say, you can't expect that much out of him, but he still is 6'10". So movement-wise, going to be better than you're probably thinking for a guy at 6'10". Franz Wagner is an absolute stud in my team. Brandon Miller up next. 6'9" at the shooting guard position, 7'1" wingspan. Badge-wise is even better than Franz Wagner. It's crazy to say, but it's the truth. Badge-wise doesn't get much better than Brandon Miller here. 89 3-ball, good driving, good speed ball, bono, 88 speed, 88 lateral quickness, and with just fantastic badges. What else can you ask out of Brandon Miller? Now, I will say Franz Wagner player model looks a little wider, a little better, but Brandon Miller does look long and lengthy. Check out his animations. Brandon Miller based on normal timing. It's fine, not necessarily great. I mean, I think it is just an overall fine release in my team. Seems actually really solid as I'm shooting with it right now. Another card with Devin Booker dribble style. Just ridiculous. I mean, all these cards are getting Devin Booker dribble style. It's crazy to me. Leaner wise, looks at least solid for this card and Brandon Miller. Ben McLemore leaner, I think it's kind of troll. Maybe it's because I don't use it, but looks pretty solid for Brandon Miller. Jalen Williams up next, 6'5", 7'2" wingspan. I'm all for Jalen Williams, but the problem is I just don't think the card's ever going to be great. I don't love his release. AI dribble style is cool. Pro 3 leaner is interesting. But the thing about it is he's only 6'5". If you're comparing him to a guy like Wagner, to a guy, let's say, like Brandon Miller, it's just tough for him to be that level. Love his badges, but he's only 6'5". Can't hype up the card too much. Scott Henderson up next, 6'2", 6'9" wingspan. Badge-wise, really solid. You're looking at 3 Hall of Famers, 31 on gold, 6 on silver, 3 on a bronze. Now for Scoot, here's the deal, guys. He's got an 83 3-ball, but a 98 speed acceleration vertical, 98 speed ball. Defensively, again, not great. For Scoot, here's what he gives you. Hall of Fame blow by, Hall of Fame speed booster, Hall of Fame posterizer, jaw dribble style, scoop based on quick and normal leaner. It's what he gives you. Now, am I absolutely in love with Scoot? No. I mean, for me, it's definitely a guy that when I'm looking at his release is horrible, but attacking the rim, he at least gives you something. To me, it just all starts with that release. If he had a better release, maybe I could hype up the card, but his release is just not it from what I'm seeing in my team. Still be a fun card to use somewhat in my team because of his driving dunk ability, but don't expect too much out of Scott Henderson. Jalen Green up next. Badge-wise, again, really impressive. 6'4" at that point guard position. Hot spots from everywhere outside of the top of the break, top of the key. 92 3-ball, 94 speed, solid lateral quickness, decent driving dunk, decent playmaking. The thing I see is offensively, Jalen Green's going to be solid. That's the first thing I want to say. I mean, on the offensive end of the court, I think it's going to be tough to beat with this card. Gives you trade dribble style, pro 3 leaner, obviously Jalen Green based on normal. Now, with that being said, Jalen Green, I always feel like player model is not great. Release-wise, it looks solid. He does this weird thing where he shoots the ball from the other side of his body, and I don't know how much I like that. I don't know how much I like the Pro 3 leaner as well. I just don't know about Jalen Green. Am I going to get him? Sure. I'm locking in for Kobe, so he'll be a part of my squad. But is he a card I'm super excited to get? Not really. He'll be added, but I'm not super excited about. Patrick Ewing, do get him over your Christmas event. We'll talk a little more about him. 83 ball, 88 speed, really solid defensively. I can't hate on what 2K made this Patrick Ewing. Is he great? No, but is he solid? Yes. Again, I don't like that release, but does give you the ability to stretch the court, can compete on the interior. He's not horrible. The problem is, when you compare him to a guy like Evan Mobley is so much better than him. Evan Mobley base still on slow. That's a little bit of a red flag. But 84 3-ball, 86 speed, 88 lateral quickness. Pretty solid defensively. Hall of Fame big driver. Really solid. And that's the thing. When you're comparing Evan Mobley, even to a guy like an Anthony Davis, the thing that Evan Mobley is going to do well is, you know what? He's going to compete defensively. He's not perfect. Going to compete defensively. One thing I would tell you guys to be aware of is that this release is going to be really, really slow. Badge-wise, fantastic. Player build, pretty good. But if you compare him to a guy like Anthony Davis, I just think it's going to be hard for you to hype him up that much. LaMelo Ball up next, 6'7", 6'10", wingspan, good hot spots, badge-wise, really solid. I just think it comes down to that release. That release this year is not what it has been in the past. LaMelo still could be good though. Normally in their D-book dribble style, 94 3-ball, 93 speed, and defensively I think he's going to be solid enough. So LaMelo is actually a card who yesterday, if you'd asked me, Ty, how good is LaMelo going to be? I'd say not very good. But badge-wise, they made him absolutely elite. And even stat-wise, he's really, really impressive. So don't sleep on LaMelo. I know I haven't been hyping him up recently, but this card can definitely play at a pretty high level. Anthony Edwards up next. Here's the problem. 2K wants to make Anthony Edwards the quote-unquote best card that's not a lock-in. He's a 94 overall, 93 speed, 93 3-ball, 92 lateral quickness. Defensively, he's okay. My problem here with Ant is, what is he really doing for us? I mean, his release isn't great. His dribble style isn't good. Normally, it's just Ant is not good. I don't know why, 2K is trying to make it so like, oh yeah, Ant can play. I mean, yeah, but he's not great in my team, so I don't know why everybody's trying to sit here and gas Anthony Edwards. The card, in general, is not great, and the sooner we as a community realize that Anthony Edwards isn't great, the better off everyone's going to be. Card is definitely a letdown. Steve Francis is your salary cap ultimate reward. 88 speed, or 88 3-ball, 95 speed. Offensively, not great. I mean, he's fine. Is this card worth you guys grinding? No. So, I mean, even in salary cap right now, if you haven't been grinding for Steve Francis, you're not missing out on anything. Victor Wembanyama, our ultimate reward. Somebody in my stream came in yesterday and said, what do you think Wemby's going to have a 3-ball? And I said, yeah, probably like mid-70s. They gave him an 87 3-ball. Just crazy. An 87 3-ball. Okay, he is 72 speed. Defensively, he's fantastic. Good rebounder. Hall of Fame anchor, chasing artist, interceptor. Hall of Fame interceptor on a card that's 7'4". Pogo stick, post lockdown, rebound chaser. Hall of Fame vice grip, catch, shoot, quarter specialist, great machine. Limitless takeoff, posterizer, rise up. I don't know who you are or who needs to hear it, but when you're looking at his badges, it does not get much better than this. Victor Wembanyama is your best center in my team, and I'm going to say it. I think this card might be better than Kobe as your best overall card in the game. I'm gonna be honest with you. He is 7'4". He's got every hot spot in the game. It does not get much better than Wemby in my team, and the sooner everybody realizes it, the better off you're going to be. Now, do you need Wemby to compete? No, you don't. You don't need him to compete, but is he the best center in the game? Absolutely, and I'd be lying to not tell you guys that. That's going to wrap it up for our video today, guys. Breaking down all 17 of the new cards. Drop a like on it. Subscribe if you're new. As always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.